They say Cadia was never so much a place as it was an idea. However, what was the planet Cadia is now so much dust thanks to the 13th Black Crusade. If anyone knows anything about dust, however, it's gotta be the Thousand Suns. That's right, folks, it's Thousand Suns versus Astra Militarum in this 40K in 40 minutes. Greetings, 40K fans, JT the Voice here, welcoming you to this asymmetric battle of Thousand Suns versus Astra Militarum. Master of the Rubric's Mubin takes the new Codex and the Grand Coven detachment out for a spin against War Mistress Tanya and her Imperial Guard Combined Arms detachment. It's old guard versus new hotness. This has all the makings of an absolute classic.
Today is a glorious day. I get to play an asymmetric mission, but best part of it all, I get to play against my friend Tanya.
Hey everybody, my name is Tanya and I'm here at Play on Tabletop. Some people know me as the War Mistress. I am a co-host on the podcast Forge the Narrative.
Today, we burn the Imperium. This is my first game of the new chapter approved. It is my first time running the Grand Coven. I'm running a bit of an interesting list. I love the ability with the new Cabal rituals where now I just get to cast spells again. Not only are Magnus and Ahriman coming out, they're taking their puppies for a stroll. And by puppies, I mean the Forgefiend, the MaulerFiend, and good old Mr. Pibbles, the Vortex Beast. I've got 2 squads of the new Sekhetar Robots. I haven't played against the Guard in a very long time. Tanya's a really good player.
Even though I tend to be more of a competitive player, my Imperial Guard force has its own narrative. Unfortunately for Mubin, the Thousand Suns are one of their preferred enemies. In my list, I have a lot of different types of units. This is a Swiss Army knife style list. A unit of 6 Bulgarins. They are extremely hard to shift. As always, I have a number of tanks. Leman Russes are very close to my heart, and I have brought 2. And for the first time, I am bringing my Rogal Dorn tank commander. This thing puts out an intense amount of firepower.
Today's mission is an asymmetric war mission. Denied resources, the defender will select an objective marker at the start of their turn, and at the end of their opponent's next turn, or the end of the battle, if they control that marker, it is considered denied to the enemy and is removed from the table. From round 2 onwards, each denied objective is worth a set amount of victory points depending on its location. 7 victory points for the home zone objectives, 10 victory points for the no man's land objectives, and 16 victory points if it's the attacker's home zone objective. From the attacker's round 2 onwards, at the end of their command phase, they will score victory points again based on where they hold objectives. 3 victory points for their home objective, 5 victory points for no man's land objectives, and 8 victory points for the defender's home zone to a max of 15 per turn. Our mission rule is point blank. That means all non-blast weapons will have the pistol keyword. Deployment is pincer attack. The defender's going to triangle to protect on one end of the board, and the attacker has 2 zones on either side of the other end of the board.
Tanya!
Mubin!
We're here, we finally get to play against each other.
We've been talking about it for a really long time.
We had to really bug Nick to put us on the schedule and just be like, let us play against each other. I don't know if we're at the beach and you're coming to ruin our day, or if you're at the beach and we're ruining your day. The beach was double booked.
It was, oh no! Yeah, I could totally see the Thousand Suns coming in and just ruining our shore leave.
Look, we just want to be one with the sand. I think it's time to see who's attacker defender.
All right.
There's pressure on this one, I don't like it. I don't know which one I want.
I don't know which one I want either.
Let's see what the dice have to say.
I got a 4.
I got a 5. Ooh, so do I let you be the defender or do I go on the attack?
I'm glad it's your decision.
I think the Thousand Suns are gonna attack the beach. So which means you're a defender.
Okay.
So that's gonna be your deployment zone there. I've got this little quadrant and then that little quadrant over there, because the attacker has the advantage of not only deploying first, but I get to go first.
Oh, you want to be aggressive.
So first things first, let's start with deploying on that side of the table. We'll have the Rhino go down first. We're gonna put Mr. MaulerFiend. The Vortex Beast go on this side. Mr. Pibbles. We're gonna have some robots join over on that side. Some more robots coming over here. Ahriman and his friends. Mr. Forgefiend. Zangy boys. Screen out the back here. And of course, Big Red. That's it for my deployment. My Terminators and the Sorcerer and Terminator armor in Deep Strike. I've got Rubrics hiding in the Rhino with the Infernal Master. Over to you.
Over to me. Unit of Bulgarin going down in the middle on this objective here. Deathcore Creed. So we've got a unit of Cadian shock troops that are right up against the wall here. Ratlings. Rogal on the back line here. And the Rogal has a little babysitter. Command Chimera with Ursula Creed and some shock troops inside.
So it's a Lehman Russ with the battle cannon?
I got a scout move, so I'm just gonna put this fella here. My Tempestus Scions, and they're gonna go into deep strike.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mubins' deployment zones are split in a pincer, and he's deployed himself fairly evenly. Knowing he can go first means he can dictate the pace of the game by blitzing in or choosing to hold around the outside edges. Tanya has to be able to deny at least one no man's land objective right away and force Mubin to score points where she wants him to. Boy howdy, am I excited to see how it turns out. This episode was brought to you by our friends at Art W. If you're passionate about the Warhammer universe and looking for the best professional miniature painters to bring your figures to life, look no further. Art W Studio is here to make your tabletop dreams come true. We are overjoyed at the quality of work they sent us. From our orcs to space wolves and some of these thousand suns, Art W always hits it out of the park. While we ourselves love to paint, we often can't paint everything in time for our busy production schedule. So having Art W as a partner in these efforts has been fantastic. If you're like us and you have a vision for what you want in the tabletop, but don't necessarily have the time, consider Art W Studios. Their website allows you to get a quote through an online form, and you can peruse a gallery of their works to get inspired. Be sure to go check them out at artwstudio.com or in the link in the description below and help support them to help support us.
No roll off to see who goes first.
You just get to go first.
Good luck.
Best of luck, Mubin.
Mubin is redeploying his Sekhetars from the top to the bottom. The Sentinel does move up into cover.
All right, turn one.
Mubin's going to be going first as he is the attacker. He's pulled no prisoners on extended battle lines.
Okay, it's not great.
Magnus is choosing Time Flux this turn. Units within 6 of him will have an extra 2 inches of movement.
On to movement. Let's start with Mr. Pibbles.
Mr. Pibbles with a mighty 1 on his advance. Ahriman and friends readjusts on Mubin's home objective. Forgefiend also hiding, try to bait out the tanks, I think. Double pressure now as the first unit of Sekhetar draw a bead on the Rust Demolisher. Second unit stays in the ruin, but it does have shots. MaulerFiend tags that objective.
There's a lot of angry tanks. I don't like this.
Rhino in behind the Bastion. Shooting base now, Temporal Surge with a 10. The Mutalith gets to move 6 inches.
Let's do some shooting.
Sekhetar firing into the Chimera. Missiles take it to 5. Melta, reroll the wound, success, but only 1 damage. Chimera on 2 wounds left.
I'm gonna do that.
Split fire.
The second unit of Sekhetar, the heavy warp flamers, are gonna go into the Bullgren. 2 missile racks, Demolisher. The 2 Meltas are gonna go into Chimera.
Tanya pops smoke on the Lehman Russ Demolisher. It will have the benefit of cover and B-1 to hit. Oh wow, all that and a single damage to a single Bullgren.
Didn't do what I needed you to do, robots, but that's okay.
Mubin does extend battle lines for 4 points. He will discard no prisoners to gain a command point. Mubin's got 4 points and a command point as we head to Tanya's turn 1.
All right, over to me.
I go to 2 command points.
I go up to 1. Start of my turn, I need to choose an objective, and I'm gonna choose this one straight here in the middle.
The objective denied objective will be that forward home objective right in the middle of the table.
It's a good choice because if you get rid of that, then the only way I'm actually getting your home objective is by getting all the way back here, and that's a tough one.
I've decided on this objective to deny because I feel like I'm in a really good defensive spot on the other objective. I'm forcing Mubin to come into this kill zone. So let's see what I get.
She draws Overwhelming Force
You got lots of options for that.
and Cleanse.
Cleanse is going to be tough. I have a feeling that that might end up just being an extra command point for me at the end of the turn, but we'll see how this goes.
Her Cadians have stickied that top right objective. That will count as held, but again, she only scores primary for denying movement objectives. Oh, Chimera fails Battle Shock.
And I have to do a bunch of orders that I actually don't have that many to do. Cadian Shock Troops, +1 armor.
Take cover.
Also on the Death Corps of Krieg. The Hellhound to move. This Chimera to move. To take aim. This Scout Sentinel, move. The Tech Priest Engineer is going to give a 4-up invulnerable save to the Rogal door. The Mubin phase.
Mubin phase now. Hellhound rolling up.
Does the guard just have the zoomiest of zoomies?
Sentinel pops out.
My rattlings are just gonna work on zoning out the guard phase.
To shoot a clock.
That's right. I should be able to kill some stuff.
I feel like the robots are gone.
Sentinel daring recon on the Sekhetar in the open. That's gonna help make sure it goes kabooey.
The Hellhound? And he needs to go into these robots here.
Because they have cover right now.
They do, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna remove that cover for everything else if they survive. And I'm not gonna use my Hunter-Killer missile at this moment, so just the flamers.
Ooh, the Hellhound doing some work. One Sekhetar in cover gets hurt, and it has cover stripped.
Just 1 damage. Okay, that's okay. That's all right.
Shoot the battle cannon into this unit as well.
So that'll kill 1, and the other one will go down to a single wound.
Chimera finally takes him down.
All of the shooting from the Demolisher cannon into the robots.
Ooh, Demolisher with all the lethal hits. The second Sekhetar unit are down to the Demolisher.
Oh, that hurts. Hurts my poor bots.
Rogal pounding on Mr. Pibbles, the Mutalith, down to 5 wounds remaining.
I have end of turn things I can do here. I'm going to actually pick up my Tzangors.
Place them back into strategic reserve. If Tanya still holds that middle objective at the end of Mubin's turn, she will score 7 points on primary. This turn, she scored 3 on Umbralific Force, discarding Cleanse for a command point. She's got 2, and so does Mubin. It's 4-3, Mubin's turn 2.
I still think that I'm in a good position that if Mubin gets aggressive, I think that I can punish him for it. We'll see what he has in store for me.
Going into my turn, I get a command point, going to 3.
I am also going to go to 3.
Mubin's pulled behind enemy lines and Display of Might.
I think I've got a chance of doing Display of Might pretty easily.
Start a turn, Mubin chooses Wrath of the Imperium. All psychic weapons will gain devastating wounds, and Magnus will choose Impossible Form. He'll be -1 to be wounded this turn. Desecration of Worlds for a command point here to sticky his home objective. He's going to control that until Tanya comes and takes it away from him. Battle Shocks, just the Mutalith. Oh, he fails it on a 6.
Dude, that hurts, because I lose out on 5 points. I'm only going to score 8 on primary because I get 3 for holding my home objective, and then 5 for holding 1 in no man's land, which will bring my score to 12. Let's move stuff now. First off, we're going to move Mr. Pibbles.
Mutalith forward with his 5 wounds and Battle Shock token.
Forgefiend is going to advance. So that's 1 unit in no man's land. Ahriman and friends are going to stay put because they decide to deep strike in. I can still fire Overwatch, the MaulerFiend, and get right in front of those lovely little Bulgrim.
Rhino dumps out its Rubric Marines and then moves forward. Magnus in behind the Rhino.
We want Terminators to join the party.
Oh boy.
Terminators are in, deep striking in to replace the Mutalith on that top objective.
Tzangors are going to stay in reserves.
Mutalith at the end of the movement phase, the Mutating Vortex Aura kills 3 Cadians, and they are Battle Shocked.
Let's go into the Psychic-y Goodness Fun time. That's what we're going to call it. Psychic-y Goodness Fun time.
All right.
We're going to start with Magnus, because he's the big boy in charge of everything.
Psychic phase, start of the shooting phase. Temporal Surge from Magnus of the Rubrics. He takes 2 mortal wounds, but moves the Rubric 6 inches flat. Magnus getting his second Cabal of Sorcerers cast. Twist of Fate into the Rust fails. Rerolling with Arcane Focus succeeded.
Still going to do damage to myself, but oh my god, did I get it. He's down to 12 wounds. This is fine.
All shots into the Lehman Rust Demolisher will get an extra 2 pips of armor penetration. On a 2-up save, that's huge. Infernal Master with Destiny's Ruin succeeds into the Rust. He's going to have full rerolls to hit against it now. Aspiring Sorcerer with the massive Doom Bolt. The Chimera is down. 2 dead Krieg soldiers on the disembark.
Goodbye, little Chimera. All right, psychic shenanigans complete. On to actually shooting things. We're gonna start with the Vortex Beast.
Oh, the Mutalith fails to wound the Rust. Rhino hits the Rust, and psychic attacks will gain +1 to hit and +1 to wound. I don't think it's long for this world.
No wounds, but I hit you. And that's all I wanted.
Due to the vagaries of terrain here, the Rubrics have to split fire. 5 Rubrics of the Aspiring Sorcerer go to the Hellhound. The Infernal Master into the Lehman Rust Demolisher.
I will pay 1 command point for Smokescreen on the Lehman Rust.
Hellhound down to 8 wounds left.
3 bolters that are firing into the Lehman Rust, hitting on 4s now, and then winning on 6s, rerolling all wounds though, because you're on an objective, and rerolling all hit rolls. So I drop 1, but I get 2 back to sustain. 6s, re-rolling. Into the box. Nothing. Do it again. Still nothing. Okay, good talk. Next up, we are going to go with the Infernal Master. He is going to focus his Witchfire. So that means I'll get 2d6 shots. Auto hitting. Strength 7, so winning on 5s. Goes to 4 because of the +1 to wound, because it's a psychic weapon. And then 6s are devs. He's re-rolling everything. 2 damage each.
All right.
Let's see if we can kill a tank, though. Number of shots. 8 shots. I'll take it. I'm not going to get greedy on that.
It's better than average.
It's better than average. I'll take it. 4s and 6s. 1 6 so far, so that's 2 damage. Tempting as it is to get greedy and go for the rest, we're not doing it. 2 more. I'm going to use his Glimpse of Eternity ability to flip another dice to a 6, which means you have 4 saves at AP 4. They don't ignore cover though, so you do have cover there.
5 ups. I only saved 1, so I'm down to 7.
And then another 8 damage.
You got him. Does he blow up? No.
The Rust Demolisher's down. Magnus into the Bulgrin. Only 1 dead Bulgrin to Magnus.
That was something. Let's charge some stuff. Go MaulerFiend.
Charges the Hellhound in the Bulgrin. He's in. Mutalith charges the Bulgrin. He's in.
Gets the big 9.
Go, Mr. Pibbles.
If I can kill a couple of these Bulgrin to consolidate onto the objective, I can deny Tanya from denying me this objective. There's a lot of denying, but Mr. Pibbles will be the first to fight.
The Mutalith only manages to hurt one of the Bulgrin. MaulerFiend now punching the Hellhound, lashing the Bulgrin. Oh, the Hellhound saves the punches.
Tendrils into the Bulgrin. Hits with all of them. Winning on 3s, AP 1 damage. He gets 4 as well. 4 saves, AP 1 damage each.
So 4s. I save 1. I feel a pain. 4 up. Yes. 4 up. No. 6 up. No. You got him.
Yay, we killed the 1 wounded guy.
Bulgrin dies, but that's its job. 1 Bulgrin to fight the Mutalith, brackets him. He's down to 4 wounds left.
So, end of my turn. I couldn't deny your deny.
Tanya will hold that objective, score 7, and deny it to Mubin. Mubin scores 4 points on Display of Might, takes him to 8 secondary, 8 primary for 16. Tanya does score that 7 on primary, takes her to 10, 16 to 10, as we head to Tanya's turn 2.
Start of your turn, you get to pick a new target to deny me.
The safe thing to do is to actually deny my other home field objective.
Because it's really hard for me to get to, and it's 7 points.
Taking away both of her home objectives does put her at risk for potentially not being able to score, extend battle lines, or defend stronghold.
Now we go up in command points. I go up to 3.
I also go to 3.
I need to pick some secondaries.
She's pulled behind enemy lines and marked for death.
Oh no.
I gotta make this difficult. Ahriman and friends. The Terminators. The good old Forgefiend who has done absolutely no shooting so far.
And I think that I'm going to choose the Mutalith Vortex Beast as the Gamma. It's changed. It's 2 points for the Gamma.
So you get to pick 1 for less points, and I pick 3 for the big points.
Cadian shock troops in the front to move. Take cover with the Death Corps of Krieg. It's going to give a take aim to these Death Corps of Krieg. Tell the Hellhound to take aim and maybe do something with this Hunter Killer. Scout Sentinel to take aim as well. The Mubins. All right.
Ratlings do the Protect the Tank shuffle. Rogal repositioning. Look out, Magnus. Bulgrin fall back from the Mutalith. Scions are in to try to ice the Crimson Cyclops. Can they do it? They do give themselves take aim upon landing. This could be bad for Mubin.
Cool. So we're going to do a little bit of shooting.
Sentinel, Derek Recon on Magnus. That's going to give rerolls of 1 to hit against him for her whole army. Splitting fire, stripping cover off Magnus, and the Hunter Killer pistol, thanks to the mission rule. Oh, misses the MaulerFiend.
You'd think calling it a Hunter Killer pistol would work, but...
1 wound on Magnus. Rogal firing into Magnus. Here we go.
I get to reroll my hit rolls of 1, and everything ignores cover. Yeah.
He's down to 10. Down to 9. Down to 7. Command reroll. Saved. He's alive on 7.
My Battle Cannon Lehman Russ is going to go into Mr. Pibbles.
No, Mr. Pibbles.
Mutalith now. 15 feel no pains required. The Battle Cannon Rush has taken Mr. Pibbles out.
No, Pibbles. What did Mr. Pibbles ever do to you?
I mean, he looked at me funny.
He looks at everyone funny.
No, but it makes me feel weird.
He doesn't even have a face.
Exactly.
Scout Sentinel Hunter Killer hits and wounds Magnus, but he saves! Chimera, now Flamer into MaulerFiend, last gun array to Magnus, as well as the Hunter Killer. Can she do it?
I only need to get one more gun to bracket him. With the last gun array, Force. 6s are lethal. So I got 1 lethal, and then 6s. So there's 2 at AP nothing.
He's okay.
The Hunter Killer pistol does not hit. Death Core of Creed here.
Strip the wound off the MaulerFiend. Scions now, overcharging plasma. Can they take down the mighty Magnus? He's down to 6 wounds. That is him bracketed, oh boy. Melta goes through Mubin command point on Destined by Fate, zeroing out the damage. Wowzers, Magnus is still up.
I did bracket him. I think that's it. So the Chimera is going to charge your MaulerFiend. A 5 is not going to do it. We'll try re-rolling it. Put me down to 2 command points. I think I need a 7. No, I rolled a 5 again. Okay, good talk.
MaulerFiend punching the Hellhound to no effect. Hellhound rolls over the MaulerFiend's toes, does not phase it. Tanya scores 2 points on mark for death, 3 points on behind enemy lines. 8 secondary, 7 primary, takes her to 15 with 2 command points. Mubin sits at 16 with 1 command point.
I got some points on the board. I'm feeling pretty good about my positioning, so it's on to Mubin's turn.
Start the battle round. Magnus is going to do Magnus things.
Magnus choosing Treason of Tzeentch. He's going to make a unit's weapons hazardous. I think that Rogal Dorn is his target.
So in your shooting phase, if he's still alive, he just looks at it and goes, your guns are all now all hazardous.
What about Overwatch?
Nope, in your shooting phase. So you could still Overwatch if Magnus moves. We'll see if that happens.
He's pulled Overwhelming Force and Defend Stronghold.
Overwhelming Force is going to be a tough one because there's only one objective that Tanya's sitting on, and that's going to be a tough one to get to.
Psychic Maelstrom in the command step. All psychic weapons will gain +1 to wound.
I'm going to go to 2 command points.
I will go up to 3.
I am going to proceed to immediately spend those command points.
He's using egotistical power for a command point. He's going to put his Rubric squad back into Wrath of the Imperium. That's devastating wounds on psychic weapons. Desecration of worlds on the Terminators with the Sorcerer, and they secure or sticky that objective. Umbralific Crystal now picking them up to return in the reinforcement step. Oh, Battle Shocks, Magnus fails!
No!
Of course, Magnus would get battle shocked right here of all times.
13 points on primary. That's 2 no man's land and 1 at home. 29-15 for Mubin.
Now I need to try and make sure that I make your job as difficult as possible to try and take these away from me, because I don't think I'm going to be able to stop you on this one. So, on to the moving phase.
Rhino moves towards the Sentinel. Rubric's looking to eliminate the Bulgrin and Deathcore, I think.
8 inches into this terrain. He's gonna look at some Scion. Like, hey guys, hi.
Ahriman and the Rubrics shuffle to keep Gaunts Ghosts away from his home objective. Tzangors come in as a defensive buffer. Terminators are back right next to Magnus.
Into the actual shooting phase, but we got magic to do.
Ooh, it's psychic time! Magnus doom bolts the Hellhound and still takes D3 mortals. He's down to 5,
Magnus, why?
but does 3 to the Hellhound, taking it to 5.
He is going to target the Scions, and we're gonna twist of fate them. Magnus!
Oh no! Magnus rolls doubles again! He's at 3 wounds remaining, but the Scions are gonna be taking an extra 2 armor penetration. Oh boy! Infernal Master now
Is going to pop Destiny's Ruin. Do it on the other Chimera. 3d6, let's do this.
with a triple 3s. Rubric takes a single wound. Chimera will have rerolls of 1s against it.
Let's actually start shooting.
Terminator's now shooting. Hellhound gets the gaze of hate. Everything else going into the Scions. Hellhound down to a single wound, and he's now +1 to be wounded by anyone else targeting it.
And then now everything going into those poor Scions.
Scions take 11 effective AP 4s.
This guy's gonna live with 2 wounds left on him.
Curses.
Tempestus Command Squad is all but pasted here. Forgefiend should end the threat. Oh boy, does it ever! Tanya with reinforcements for 2 command points. They're going back into reserve. Rubric split fire, Infernal Master into Chimera, Soul Reaper into the Hellhound.
The rest of the bolters that can see are all gonna fire into the creek.
Hellhound is down. 8 damage to the Chimera, 3 left. 5 Rubrics into the Death Core. Down go the Death Core. Gaze of Magnus into the Chimera. Tzeentch's Firestorm into the Sentinel. Sentinel to 3 wounds. Chimera down, it explodes.
Oh, it does.
MaulerFiend takes 3 down to 8. Sentinel takes 2 down to 1. The Krieg take 1, and the Ratlings take 2. Only 2 dead though on the disembark.
So we're gonna end the shooting phase. We're gonna go into the charge phase.
MaulerFiend charging the Bulgrin.
That's it for charges. MaulerFiend, go punchy punch. Everything into those Bulgrin.
2 damage on a single Bulgrin with the fists, lash your tendrils, sneak 2 more through, and kill 1 Bulgrin. Bulgrin into the 8 wound MaulerFiend, saved.
And then at the end of the turn,
I would like to pull Gaunts Ghosts.
Yep.
And put them back up into reserves.
Objective denied on that top objective will score Tanya 7 primary. Mubin discards overwhelming force for a command point. Defense stronghold is ongoing. He's up to 29. Tanya is up to 22 as we head to Tanya's turn 3.
I need to choose another objective to try and claim. There is a lot going on over here. I'm gonna choose that one right there.
New denial objective atop of no man's land.
I'm gonna pull some secondaries here.
Secondary to defense stronghold and bring it down. New orders on defense stronghold. Gonna draw sabotage.
All right, so we've got a plan for sabotage. We're gonna go ahead and do some orders and things.
Orders now, the Dorn gets take aim, Sentinel gets fixed bayonets, and then take aims all around. Tech Priest giving the Dorn a 4-up invulnerable save.
All right, movement phase.
Ratlings moving up. Tech Priest does the same.
This Rogal Dorn in like this so we can still see. He's gonna stay put because he's gonna get overwatched and just die. They're also gonna just stay put because they're gonna get overwatched and die.
Cadians advancing towards the objective, but really low roll. Somebody stop Tataya's boot, and they're stuck in the open. Deathcore at the top of the board, move out, but no advance, possibly to charge. Lehman Ross rolls up. Gaunts Ghosts in deep for an almost unstoppable sabotage. Scions staying off.
start of your shooting phase.
Yes.
Treason of Tzeentch.
Okay, what does that do?
Treason of Tzeentch into the Dorn as expected. All of the Rogal Dorn's weapons will be hazardous this phase.
I'll take you down with me.
Sentinel with daring recon into Magnus to get rerolls of 1. Rogal Dorn into Magnus now. Ho ho ho! He takes him down.
Gonna die with a whimper, and then how much mortal wounds do you take?
The Dorn only fails 1 hazardous test. It's on 15 wounds left. What a beast!
Goodbye, Magnus. So that's Magnus dead and a bring it down. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Sentinel roasts a Rubric and wounds another. Mid-table Cadians wound another Rubric. Deathcore into Tzangors. 6 remain.
Zangy boys.
Lehman Russ battle cannon splits fire. Rubrics get the battle cannon. Everything else into the MaulerFiend.
Gonna be D6 plus 4 shots with the battle cannon. I'm gonna hit you on 4s. And because you're on an objective, I get to reroll all of my hits here. 2s. 5 at AP1.
So if it's AP1, that means I've got 3 ups, but they're 3 damage each. 3 in the back in the cover. They're okay. And then the other 2, wounded 1 dies.
Ooh, 7 Rubrics left, plus the Infernal Master. MaulerFiend takes a wound from the little guns. Here comes the Hunter Killer, and it wounds. Failed save. A reroll. No. It's on 3 wounds left.
Gaunts Ghosts are going to be doing sabotage back here. I think that's it for my shooting. I'm gonna do a charge. The Lehman Russ into the MaulerFiend. It's a bit of a long charge.
You need a 7 on the dice. And if you make it, you still have a command point for a tank shot.
Do I do
think
it?
you do.
Okay, I think I do it too. An 8.
Lehman Russ revs to ramming speed, charges the MaulerFiend, tank shocking. 5 mortals. Got him.
The MaulerFiend just gets crushed.
Fulgurins into the Rubric squad.
Success. Deathcore make the 9-inch charge into the Tzangors.
Where do you want to start?
We'll just start on that side.
Deathcore kill 3 Tzangors, only 3 remain. Bulgrin into the Rubrics, only 3 Rubrics and the character remain.
So I get to fight back.
You bet.
Tzangors kill one of the Creed Guardsmen. Infernal Master now finishes off a single Bulgrin.
That's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Mubins defends Stronghold completes. He scores 3 points, takes him up to 32. Tanya, however, will score, bring it down for 4, and sabotage ongoing. That takes her to 26. That means challenger card for Tanya coming up.
Start of my turn, so I go to 2 command points.
I go up to 1.
Movement turn 4. Secondaries are Area Denial and Storm Hostile.
So, with the score being what it is, you finally get the opportunity on your turn to draw a challenger card.
It's my first challenger card.
I haven't got one. I'm a little jealous right now. I've got 1 Kindred Mastery left to use.
Imbued Manifestation this turn. Psychic weapons will gain 6 inches of range. Egotistical power to keep devastating wounds on the Rubric psychic weapons. And insane bravery for the Rubrics to pass Battle Shock. He's out of command points, but he's scoring everything he can. 8 points on primary for movement, 40 to 26.
We are gonna go into the movement phase.
Rhino backs up to clear space for the Terminators, potentially a double move to score Area Denial. Terminators move up towards the Sentinel. Tzangors falling back. Ahriman's got some guardsmen in his warp-fueled sight here.
The Forgefiend, he's gonna stomp over. Let's go to the shooting phase.
Infernal Master channeling the warp to Doombolt the Ogren and manages to do 1 mortal to himself and 2 to the Bulgrin. Rhino getting Temporal Surge to the midboard for an Area Denial. Aspiring Sorcerer with Destiny's Ruin. Nice! Full rerolls to hit into the Battle Cannon Russ.
Let's do some actual shooting now. We're gonna start with the unit that's in combat because pistols!
Rubrics with their pistols into the Bulgrin. Finally, down go the Bulgrin.
Goodbye, Bulgrin.
Forgefiend downs the Cadians in the open.
Terminators are just going to unload everything into that Lehman Russ battle tank.
I'm going to pay 1 command point for smoke.
Leaving Russ on 8 wounds remaining.
Let's start charging stuff.
Terminators charge the Sentinel, they're in. Ahriman and friends reach the Death Core.
And we're just gonna go straight into fighting.
Still 5 Death Core alive after Ahriman and his buddies chop them up. Ooh, Terminators super overkill the Sentinel.
And then do you want to bring some shame to these Rubric Marines and smack them with shovels?
Deathcore Creed failed to damage the Rubrics with their shovels. Should have switched to dustpans, maybe?
No shame on those Rubrics. However, that is the end of my turn.
Tanya does score 10 points on primary here. That takes her to 24 primary, and 6 on sabotage takes her to 18 there. That's 42 points, and she will still get to draw a challenger card. Mubin does score 5 on Area Denial, takes him to 45.
I need to pick an objective to deny you.
Is it going to be this one or is it going to be that one?
That one over there.
It's also worth a lot of points.
It is.
Top left objective targeted for denied resources.
If you can manage to deny it, is going to be a whopping 16 victory points for you.
Dang.
Tanya's pulled recover assets and display of might. Challenger card for Tanya is all in.
So there's 2 parts to the challenger card. You've got either a stratagem that you can use for free or a usually pretty easy secondary for 3 points.
I'm gonna try and do the challenger mission. Is an action in my shooting phase. 1 unit from my army starts it and it completes at the end of my turn if that unit is more than 18 inches away from all enemy units, and I'll score 3 victory points.
Look at that!
It's over here in the corner.
So on to movement.
That's right.
Dorn moves to target Terminators. Ratlings moving out in front of it to form a half meat shield because they're small and not that big. So they're not really a full meat shield, like a lean meat shield.
I'm gonna move my Tech Priest Engine Seer just close to his buddy here.
Creed into the small pocket of no man's land to recover assets. Canadian shock troops spread out in her deployment zone. The Lehman Russ moves, Mubin overwatches, takes it to 4 wounds.
Does bracket it at least.
Oh, the hazardous roll fails. Infernal Master takes 3 wounds. He's down to 1.
Okay, let's bring in some Scions.
Scions are in on the denied resource objective.
So I will start the shooting phase.
3 units recovering assets for Tanya this turn. Creed, the Scions, and the Engine Seer. That's going to be a big 5 on secondary for her. Gaunts Ghosts completing all in from the Challenger card. That's also a quick 3 victory points. Leaving Russ pounding into the rubrics. Was the Overwatch bracketing it enough to keep the squad and character alive? It was not. Wow, that's gotta hurt.
I was hoping I had a chance to save him, but no.
Grenading the Terminators, a lone mortal wound.
I do have a Vox caster though, so if I roll a 5 up, I get that command point back. I don't.
Rogal now, destined by fate to save the Scarab Occult Sorcerer. Wow, that Dorn has done serious work this game. Cadians charge the Terminators. According to Dan Abnett, this should totally work, right? Lone Death Corpsman readies his shovel and charges the Terminators. Shovel Boy bounces off the Terminator armor. Occult Sorcerer takes a wound from the Cadians. Ahriman and his Rubric at the top of the board. Oh, they've wiped the Death Corps. That does not bode well for those Scions. Low Death Corps blocks the Terminator Kopesh with his holy shovel. Cadians survive the Terminator and Sorcerer. That is good news for Tanya. Tanya scores recover assets for 5 to give her 23 secondary. She scores her challenger to go to 26 points, and 24 primary sees her up to 50 points. She's got a 5-point lead on Mubin as we head to the next turn.
Last round. It's really close.
Moon Pulse cleansed and marked for death. Marked for death is going to be dropped out here. He's going to get assassination instead.
I scored no primary this turn because I'm not on any objectives. So now it's a matter of scoring my secondaries and denying you everything I possibly can.
Forgefiend to that top objective. Mubin needs to cleanse it. Rhino in position to cleanse that objective as well. Rubric and Ahriman move up as well. They need to kill the Scions and then let the Forgefiend cleanse. Doombolt here to try to kill Ursula Creed for the assassination. Fails to do so. Oh no, he's wiped his own squad.
That's okay. He doesn't need his buddy.
Sorcerer in Terminator armor fells the Cadians. Down they go. Cadians falling to chaos once again.
Ahriman, he has one thing to do, and one thing only.
Ahriman and his Rubric firing into the Scions wiped them out.
They were good boys.
They did really good for you. The Forgefiend and the Rhino are going to cleanse. I don't really have anything else left to do here. Wait, the Tech Priest. How far is he?
About 8 inches, just over 8 inches.
Charge phase now. Infernal Master trying to score the assassination. Charges the Engine Seer. No joy.
It's a 7 and I don't have command points.
Gaunts Ghosts leave to go back in reserve for last turn potential scoring here. In a turn, sees a draw game here. Mubin still has assassination in hand. As long as Tanya does not move a character to give Mubin the chance to overwatch, and it's literally going to come down to what secondaries Tanya pulls.
Last turn, Tanya.
It's real close.
Bottom objective is now her denial objective. Should she be able to steal it, it's going to be 10 primary.
Let's pick some secondaries, hoping for something good.
She's pulled engage at all fronts to storm hostile objective. Oh, this could do it. Insane bravery on that Russ. Oh boy, here we go. Lehman Russ moves. The Sorcerer going for the Overwatch. If he stops it here, she will not be able to storm a hostile objective.
Sorcerer in Terminator armor. I need 2 6s and then 2 4s. I believe in you, buddy. I've seen crazier things from you. No, 2 1s and a 3.
Oh, the Sorcerer fails!
Which means I have no way of stopping that.
That is gonna do it, folks.
Well done, Tanya.
Thank you.
That was a heck of a game.
She's gonna be able to deny the resources for 10 and score 2 points on engage at all fronts. That is gonna make your final 76-60 for your winner, Tanya the War Mistress. What a great game, Tanya and Mubin. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun to watch, and like I said, an absolute classic.
Tanya, that was a fantastic game. It was so close, right down to your turn 5.
I really want to thank Mubin for being such a great competitor. I had so much fun playing him today.
Thank you all for watching. Until we see you next time, play on.
Thank you again to ArtW for sponsoring this episode. Make sure to check them out at the link in the description below or go to artwstudio.com. They just may be able to help you realize the army of your dreams. And of course, the biggest of thank yous to you for watching. If you like what we do, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. If you really like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around. Well, that's it from all of us here at the Play On Studios. On behalf of them, it's me, JT the Voice, saying, till the next time you see us in the far-flung future of a grim, dark universe, play on. Man, seriously, down to the secondary draw? Oh, I'm getting too old for this. My heart can't take it, man. That was fun.